Good morning everybody, and this is your Forex day trade setups for today. So yesterday's trades actually played out pretty well. We'll get into it now when we get down to the hours on each of the pairs, but let's just start off with EURUSD as usual. And you can see we pulled back, didn't quite close the gap, but we did pull back onto structure and the buyer stepped in. So new structure at the moment is right here at 116.410, and then I think we need to just adjust this level here and bring it in. Well, actually we need to add that swing low there, and then I'm just going to add another one in there. So those are our levels, so we'll get to them now. Right, so yesterday's trade was quite simple. We're looking for a pullback onto structure. It kind of rallied from when we did the video for the first few bars, and then pulled back straight into this area. You can see any one of these tails would have been an area to watch. You can see inside bar, engulfing bar. So there was a lot of structure going on here. Moving averages all pointing to the right side. Oscillators group to the downside. Great opportunity for a long, and that's exactly what transpired. So at the moment, we could argue there's some weird inverse head and shoulders here. So shoulder, head, shoulder, neckline all the way up to the top here, or alternatively a diagonal. I think not going to worry about that. What we're looking for is structure. You can see where the big areas of structure are, so pullbacks onto 116.410, or alternatively any of these three tails here. Pull back onto that, then you're looking for at least another attempt at 116.645 and ultimately 116.838. I suspect if we do get through this area, 116.838 will give us quite a bit of resistance. So there is a little bit of opportunity there still to the upside. Looking very interesting on the dollar. US dollar, Japanese yen. This one was kind of all over the place. You can see we're still very much between those two levels I gave you yesterday, and nothing really to write home about. We had the gap up yesterday and pretty much just came back onto the structure. There was an opportunity for buying here late in the session yesterday, but I think that's fizzling out. I have a feeling we're more than likely looking for a break to the downside. That's kind of what we're looking for. That needs to tie up with EURUSD. I'm on the sides with this one. It's still in the range. We need to clear this area here, 114.127, get below it, come back and test it. Then I would be looking for a move to the downside. But each of these tails is going to offer support, and you've got the gap, which is going to be a magnet to the downside. So it's going to be a bit of a tussle to get down, but that's kind of my view there. So rather be on the EURUSD than USD Japanese yen right now. Moving on to pound and British pound Japanese yen. Pretty much the same structure. We pull back into an area of support and the buyer stepped in. So if we look at the hour, you can see we had the gap up, came back, closed the gap. We're looking for structure. Here's structure to the left, and remember there's a lot of tails here, so you can basically, you're looking for some kind of structure in this area. There was a inside bar off the level, off multiple levels, so there was the opportunity and we rallied. So at the moment we're looking for pullback back onto structure again, possibly down to the bottom here, because we haven't really cleared, let's use this here, we haven't really cleared that area there. So let's kind of look like a potential range forming. Oscillators group to the upside, so possibly a deeper pullback, but I would be watching the different areas. So this is the first one, 157.800. Pay attention to this. If we hold that, then there's a move to the upside. If we drop below that, these tails inside here would maybe offer a bit of support, and you can see it's going to start getting messy as soon as you put your levels in. If that gives way, then definitely you're looking down the bottom here again, and that's at 157.300 area. So it may very well just turn into a range. At the moment we need to clear this area here of 158.200. Problem is we've got a bit of support, well not a bit, quite a bit of resistance up ahead. So at 158.632, so we're going to have a solid clear, more than likely hit their bounce, come back, find support, and that's going to be the entry. So pay attention to this. You may have an opportunity down here as it forms a range. I think that's the best way to look at this one. Oscillators are not conducive to going long at the moment. Lastly, Euro British Pound. So we had strong move down. I said to you yesterday, this is an interesting pair because we had the potential for a inside bar here. Basically, we got going, but we found resistance up here at 0.84610. So if you look at it on the hour, you can see a pretty solid range forming. So that was the first leg of the double bottom. This is the second leg of the double bottom, and yeah, the view was correct, looking for a long to the upside, but we are in a downward trend. Moving averages are pointing down, so you're looking, where are we going to be selling? So anywhere in this zone would have been the right place to take profit and then sell. So down we're at the bottom of the range. So that's kind of the structure we have now. I think if we break 0.84241, we are going to continue falling to the downside. So that's just the way it is at the moment. And obviously we need to clear, as I said yesterday, we need to clear 0.84610 for us to even start considering longer term longs. But it is still an interesting setup. It's still something which may very well change. There was diversions, and not really, maybe a little bit, probably a little bit of diversions on RSI or something like that, but nothing really to indicate the setup that we had brewing yesterday. So this red bar is basically null and void that. So yeah, I think pay attention to this one, possibly a break to the downside brewing. So watch the different levels. This is the level we're coming up to now, 0.84379. Each one of these tails here would also offer some form of resistance. So that would be 0.84447. Okay, so anyway, that's kind of the view I've got at the moment. Got a gap, it's going to be a magnet. So watch these two areas, probably another opportunity to get short and move to the downside. Breaking above 0.84610, that starts changing the bias. Okay, anyway, that's kind of my view at the moment. Hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.